So I was going to give you a skit today, but instead, you can get a meme that I made. Here you go.
Wait, your name is Gwanda?
Yes, it's African. I'm South African. No accent though, because I was raised here.
Together! I swear, guys, I'm not obsessed with Sonic Forces. I swear. But, interesting discussion today. I'm very, very interested in what you all have to think about this. So, I've seen a lot of people, mainly Prem, not just Prem, a lot of other people, talking about the fact that they think that the design of Sonic is going to change from what we've seen now into the final design. Because if you didn't know, Aaron Webber, Takashi Iizuka went to the producers of Sonic the Hedgehog, new movie coming out this year, and apparently they gave him some fan feedback. So that's where everyone's getting that from. So I want to discuss, does this mean anything at all, or is it just like, it's just words? I think it's words. I don't think it means anything. Also, sorry for the mess of the head today. But basically, so the movie, right? Where do I start? I've got so much stuff to say. So, they went to visit the producers. They said they had feedback. We've seen glimpses of the design. We've seen his stupid legs. I can't even get up. We've seen his legs. We've seen his overall figure shape. He's got his very muscular legs. He's thick. He's basically very thick. And we've seen his massive head, and we've seen some stuff, but we haven't seen everything. And apparently, like, this fan feedback to a lot of people means to say that they want to change the design of Sonic the Hedgehog. I don't think so, and here's why. So basically, they filmed everything, right? They filmed all the live action stuff. They filmed all the stuff with the main characters. Jim Carrey said he just finished filming for the Sonic movie, and obviously when you film something, obviously the model's not there, it's CGI, that'll be added afterwards, but there has to be a placeholder. There has to be some sort of like cardboard figure or something that they're going to build the CGI around. So, for example, action scenes. We know there's an action scene on a motorway, on like some highway thing. I made like a 1-minute news video on that a while back, and we know that's going to be a thing. So if they want to like get the action scenes right, for example, they're going to have to make sure that the proportions of like Sonic is going to be right. So like, let's say Sonic kicks a car, for example, and the car moves. They're going to have to make sure that Sonic's leg is in the right place for the car to be kicked. Or, let's say there's dialogue in the movie, for example, and they comment on like Sonic's eyes, or Sonic's fur, or Sonic's incredibly muscular legs. That dialogue wouldn't work if they like changed it, you know? Like if they changed, like if Sonic's legs suddenly aren't muscular, and the dialogue's still there, it's not going to make sense whatsoever. So I think stuff like that is what's leading me to believe that there's no chance they could possibly change the design, or at least not drastically. Maybe I can see slight alterations to the design. Like the main thing that comes to my mind are the eyes. SEGA don't like the eyes, that they're separate now. Like, you know how Sonic is like, he has like one. This is a GIF. So he has one eye. But now he has two, because of the movie. The movie's made it 2 eyes. It said it would they said basically the reason for that was that it was hard to translate that into like a real world space. I don't quite agree with that whatsoever, but that was their excuse for it, and maybe they're gonna go back on their word and be like, you know what, just make it 1 eye. I don't think that's the biggest issue in the whole world. I don't think the eye thing is the biggest issue for me, but that feels like something, it's a facial feature, it can't mess with proportions of Sonic's body, it's just the eyes. And I doubt he's gonna comment on, hey Sonic, you've got 2 eyes, because that wouldn't make sense. So I feel like something like that would be something that would be acceptable to change, but I just think, basically I think it's too late, because you've got to remember, the movie comes out this year. This year, it is January by the time of this video, almost February, and it comes out in November. November, that's 10 months. 10 months, and we haven't seen a trailer, we haven't seen barely any promotional stuff, which means they need to dedicate, guys, a lot of time for this like promotional stuff. I think people underestimate how long it takes to gather all that stuff ready. They're gonna have to make the trailer, make posters, make even more trailers for the TV, make merchandise possibly, everything like that, so they can market the movie, get it out there, manage to get the right audience for the movie, and then get good sales for the movie. That is not a small feat. That is a very, very big task that can take months and months of work. So they finished all the filming. Right now they're doing all the CGI stuff. I imagine that is almost done. And I just think, like, if they were to change something drastic, because I know people think it's going to be like drastic changes, like for example, Sonic's legs being so muscular, people think they're just going to shrink them right down to be normal. I do not agree with that. I do not think that's going to happen. That is way too big of a change, because I feel like they would have to reshoot scenes, you know, if they were doing stuff like that. But at this point, I think that's too late. I just basically think it's too late to change anything like that when they need to focus on marketing and trailers and just getting the word out there about the movie. That's what they've been doing for a bit. That's why they've shown the design. It's such a controversial point that's getting the word out there. That's the attention. Everybody knows the movie because the design is so bizarre. I still think that could possibly be some sort of tactic they're using to just promote the movie, and the design could technically be different than what that is, but that wouldn't be due to the fan feedback. That would just be due to Paramount doing that on purpose, so that it would make the movie look worse, and then they ripped that off, and here's the actual movie. We just got your publicity. It was a publicity stunt, and that could be a thing, but I do not think this fan feedback Aaron Webber has like told us. I don't think that's going to have any impact whatsoever on the movie. I don't know. I just don't buy it. I just think mainly too late. I've said that. I just think it's too late. Nothing more, nothing less. Slight designs, like, changes are possible. Like, let's say, for example, the hand. I think the design doesn't have gloves, and if they like don't comment on the gloves at all, they could just add gloves to his hand or his shoes. I don't know, because I feel like if you're gonna interact with Sonic in the movie, there's gonna be comments about what he looks like. Honestly, I don't even know how he's portrayed in this movie yet. Do we know how he's portrayed? Has that been mentioned at all? Like, do we know what status he has in this world? Does he come from somewhere else and come here? Or has he always been here? I don't know. But let's say they've never seen Sonic before. There's obviously going to be dialogue in the movie that's going to be like questioning what he looks like. And that would have to be totally redone. And I just think reshooting, I don't know, like 10 months. They've got 10 months. And if they want to reshoot scenes, I feel like that would take at least a month or two to do so if they were going to make considerate design changes. And they'd have to use more budget, where they could be spending that budget on the marketing. They could be spending that budget on the possible game, the tying game. So I just think a lot of factors consider into this that I just think it's too far of a stretch. Like, if you told me this last year, if this was, let's say the design got revealed like last summer, for example, last summer 2018, and then a couple months later went by and they're like, we just visited the producer of the Sonic movie and we've given them a lot of your fan feedback, then I'd be like, you know what, yeah, because then they've got like 5-6 months of CGI to work around. They've got 5 to 6 months of reshooting scenes. They've got all of that stuff. But now it's the year the movie comes out, guys. It's the year the movie comes out, and I imagine they can't, like, they probably work way ahead of what the movie like is gonna come out. It's not as if they're gonna make the movie because the movie comes out in November. The movie production stopped in like October. That's not how it works. The movie is done several months before the marketing comes out, because you need the material to do the marketing. That's just how it works. Like, there's a rumor going around that Detective Pikachu 2 is already in production, which means they've already finished production of the first one, probably making like really final touches, but it's done. And that movie doesn't come out until summer now. So it's like, no, too late. I just think it's too late, and that is the overall point I wanted to make. Let's see if I can construct that down for it to make sense before I end the video. So they want to make design changes. My argument is the fact that proportion-wise, body shape-wise, to fit in with scenes, the dialogue, commenting on the scenes, I just think if you change the design, some scenes might not make sense. They would have to reshoot, but reshooting requires more time and more budget to do, which they might not have. It might not be available to them. So that is my main argument for that. Not saying you're wrong if you disagree. I think it's an interesting topic to discuss. But that is just my thoughts on that whole situation. Do you agree? Do you disagree? Let me know in the comments below. I wasn't going to make a video on this, but then I started talking on Twitter, and I was like, you know what? That is an interesting thing to discuss. So I discussed it. That's everything I've got to say. Make sure to follow me on Twitter. I have Twitter. Follow me. And Instagram. I need more Instagram followers. But with all that said, thank you all for watching. Let me know in the comment section below. Blah, 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 blah. All that good stuff. We're clapping out. Peace out, my dudes. Oh, no. Before I end, people always ask me, what's the music you use in your videos? Gaia Gate, Sonic Unleashed. Alright, thank you all for watching. Peace out.